I have seen a lot of terribly unhistorical depictions of the city of Jericho, so I wanted to kind of correct that. First of all, Jericho sat on what's called a tell, which is a city that is built on a man-made hill. Here's a picture of one. How is this huge man-made hill created? Well, it's created over generations and generations of cities being existing and then being destroyed and new cities being built on top. So you have your houses built here, and once this gets destroyed, it kind of gets cut in half, and the rubble, they fill it in. And this creates the first level of the city. This part's gone. And then they build the new city on top of the old city. And they do this again, and again, and again. And this is the tell. This is how it gets to be a large man-made hill. Now, the interesting thing about Jericho is when the Israelites came to invade the land of Canaan, Jericho had become a two-tiered tell. The top had become one tier, and the bottom, they kind of just carved out this portion here, and they built a second wall here. So you had a two-tiered wall system in Jericho. Now this makes it look like it's really big. Jericho is actually a pretty small tell. But what we have here is Rahab's house would have been built into the side of the wall on ground level. So Rahab lived on this lower level, and one of the city walls was actually the fourth wall of her house. So you have the first part of this tell, and then you have the city wall here, and then you have Rachel's house here. So when they exit this window, they're on the ground level of the tell. But once they go through the window, they're high above the ground because they need to be let down all the way to the bottom of this tell. That's why she lowers them through a rope. But out here, it's just the street on the other side. It's not like she had this apartment that's on the second story or something like that. So you can understand why for the Israelites coming up, they can't break through the walls because the first part of the wall is part of this man-made hill. And then you have the second part of the wall as well. And then you have the walls on top of that, on both of these. So this is why this was like an impossible task to get through this, probably a little bit higher. We have 12-foot to 24-foot walls, probably closer to 12 feet. But when the walls fell down, when they marched around the city enough times, we think that the walls fell outwards, away from the city, down this way, creating an easier slope for the Israelites to climb up into the city. Both of these falling down this way, creating more gradual slopes so that the Israelites could go up and over the wall and into the city.